about the words. So, what are some of the behaviors that we engage in when we're self-sabotaging? I read books, and one of the books that I read that I just feel is really awesome is The Four Agreements. From that book, I understood when we take things personally, we're setting ourselves up to fail. If you are a person such that everything that somebody does and everything that somebody says hits you in here, you're taking things personally. So the practical application of that is when a person comes at you with some energy, some words, some whatever, even on social media, they ain't got nothing to do with you. Real talk, auntie energy, that has nothing to do with you. Nothing. That's their stuff. If you're taking it personally, you're taking on somebody else's crap. We have enough of our own every day, just existing and being in the world. I don't need to take on nobody else's stuff, right? So we're not going to take anything personally. Even the good, even the compliments, right? Thank you. And you move on because it's just okay, that's confirmation that I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. I'm in my space. I'm in my lane. Awesome. But I'm not going to take that personally. I'm not going to let that give me a big head. I'm going to continue and I'm going to keep going. All right. So let's not take things personally. If you find that you do, you might be self-sabotaging yourself. Making assumptions, that goes with taking things personally. They kind of go together, right? You make an assumption that somebody is looking at you a certain way. Maybe they're looking at you. You ever looked at somebody, but you're not really looking at them. You're in their direction, but you're in your head. I do it. I'm a thinker. So I might look somewhere. It might be a person over there. I don't even see the person. But if they were assuming that I'm looking at them and judging them or whatever, they're making an immediate assumption. And that can really, really skew our interaction going forward. So I'm really good at saying, oh, I'm sorry. Was I staring at you? I didn't mean to. I was thinking, because I'm not going to take it personally. If they look upset at me, I'm going to be like, oh, okay, let me make a correction here. This is an opportunity, right? So make sure you're not making a whole bunch of assumptions with what people are thinking, what people are wanting, what people are doing. It don't have anything to do with you. All right. All right. Making excuses. I couldn't go to the gym today because it was raining. I couldn't do this because that. And we sometimes we can really, if we're self-sabotaging, we can get really good at making excuses for why we don't do what we should be doing, why we don't stand up for ourselves, why we don't speak up for ourselves, why we don't take the next step, why we don't belong at that table. We'll make excuses. Procrastinating. I'll do it tomorrow. Whew. How many of us is waiting on that tomorrow to come that just hasn't got there yet? Not quite yet. Not quite yet. Do it tomorrow. No, do it today. Go ahead and do it today, right? If you know that tomorrow turns into next week, you know you better than I know you. If you know you're a do it tomorrow kind of person, maybe you should do it today. Maybe you should challenge that thought process and figure out why you can't do it today, why you can't do it now. And if it's something that you really need to do, especially as we're trying to grow ourselves as people, we're trying to grow our beings, we're trying to grow our relationships, we're trying to grow our businesses, maybe you should do it today. Maybe it should be a priority for today. Maybe we shouldn't let procrastination keep us from our greatness. All right. Rationalizing fear or inactivity. That's something else we'll do if we're self-sabotaging. Well, this has never happened before. Nobody in my family has ever done this before. I don't know how to do this, blah, blah, blah. We'll rationalize things away. We'll rationalize our whole life away. We'll rationalize all of the amazing experiences that we can have in our life away. Do you do a whole lot of rationalizing? Why don't you challenge your thought process there? And then instant gratification. Lord, if this ain't the instant gratification, we live in that era. Microwave, I want it right now. I don't want to wait 5 minutes to warm something up on the stove. I can get it in 2. Just because you can, does that mean you should? Is it better for you? Maybe we should sometimes delay gratification. Maybe. I'm not saying every time, but sometimes. If you find that you can't elevate, you can't move, you can't grow, I want you to really evaluate why. So those are just some of the reasons that I find that we don't. And if we evaluate these things, we can learn how to release them. All right.